Alright. We're going to do another content video because we made some significant changes. For those of you who don't know, a content video is where I just dump the contents of my pack, the Ewls system, and give basically a mini review of every single item that's in it. You know, as I accumulate more experience with items, I learn new things. So that's all we're going to do. One of the main things that changed this time around was, you'll see that I don't have any kind of sleeping pad. I used to carry around a foam pad. Sometimes I carried it on the bottom, sometimes I would carry it around on the top. I couldn't do that anymore, man. Because once out here in the Ozarks, like walking through those dense-ass motherfucking woods, it just was too hard. That shit was getting caught on, like, vines and shit. And I'm not talking about trails. I'm talking about through the motherfucking woods, you know what I'm saying? And it would always get caught on vines and stuff. And so there were some aspects that I miss it for, you know. But what I switched to instead was I went and bought a new thermarest. This is not the old one that I have done the video on. This is a Thermarest Pro Light Plus. It's got an R value of, I think, 3.8, which means it's good down to 30 degrees, which is fine because the ground shouldn't be anywhere colder than freezing. If not, you can insulate underneath it. I don't like this because I miss being able to just have a nice area to sit down in the woods. I would just unroll my foamy pad and just throw it down, and I would have a place where I could sit, and you know, that wasn't muddy or leafy or buggy or anything like that. I can't do that with this. I think I could, but I don't want to puncture holes in this thing. Like in my other video, it's hard to puncture holes in this thing. You can see, like in my other video, but it's still possible, man. And so this thing basically gets treated like a baby. Again, it's only 3/4 length. So, and the reason I only got 3/4 length is because it's like 6 ounces lighter or something like that. And all I really need is I need to have a place for my hips and my shoulders. And your feet don't need that much insulation, like the lower part of your legs. Okay, I take that back. Your feet do, but the lower part of your legs don't really need that much insulation. Not enough to justify carrying around, in my opinion, another foot of this shit. So, the pluses of it are, this will keep me comfortable on the ground. The foamy pad will keep you alive on the ground, but it did not keep you comfortable whatsoever. This thing will inflate, and I can lay on it anywhere on the ground, and it's like a little bed, you know, and I like it for that reason. What I don't like it for is, you know, if I have it out like this and stuff falls on it, you know, and I step on it and it scrapes across here. This is pretty tough material, but again, it's still puncturable. So that's all I'm worried about with this thing. So I mediate that. My plan to mediate that is to only unfold it when it's inside my bivy bag. And you guys all know the USGI bivy. Don't fuck around now. This is my windproof barrier. I separate shelters. I like to separate shelter, the concept of shelter, into 2 categories. You got your insulation and you got your windproof, waterproof barriers. Those are my 2 categories. Insulation, I learned, can be anything from clothing to fucking, you know, wool blankets to sleeping bags to a pile of leaves. But waterproof, windproof is a lot harder to forage from your environment because it takes a lot of time to create. But anyway, stick this motherfucker right inside here. Nothing can fall on top of it. This Gore-Tex is fucking bomb-proof. I've actually used this thing for a fucking hammock, you guys. I've knotted up the ends. I think I have a video of it. Maybe I haven't posted it yet. I was worried it was going to affect the waterproof breathability of it, but it hasn't. So that's pretty cool. I'll stick my thermarest in here, and I'm good to go. What other changes? I don't know. We still have USGI poncho. you know, I carried around heavier ponchos because I was worried about it ripping and tearing, and it did. I tore it on some barbed wire because I got a little too close. But I just don't think it's going to rain. It's not going to be raining and me walking through the woods that often. The more plausible scenario is that it'll start fucking raining and I won't go anywhere and I'll just sit in camp. Okay, so that's why I still use this lightweight thing. It's not as durable as others, but it's durable enough. Hammock. Here's a big one. I remember how I used to double over my hammock. I don't do that anymore. This is just 9 feet now. It's lighter. It saved about I think 5 ounces by not being able to double it over. And the double over, I don't know. You could have played with it. It could have been something awesome, but I just didn't feel the need for it. So hammock, 15 ounces. Boom. Here's another change I've made. I used to carry my food around in a Sea Lion Storm bag, right? But the Sea Lion Storm bag got fucking holes poked in it, god damn it. So, it's a little bit heavier and I had to switch some stuff around, but I carry around my preliminary food and all my extra food, like my nuts and shit that I'll be harvesting, or maybe some animal guts that I'm saving for trapping or something, in these Sea Lion Baja dry bags. See? Baja. These things are fucking, I don't know, I can't say good enough things about them. I've used them to sit on. I've used them for everything. They're fucking bomb-proof. I've used them sit on. I've used them as washing machines. I've used them as flotation devices. I've used them as waterproof bags. I've used them as bear bags. I've used them as fucking everything. And that was the other thing about the Sea Lion Storm line of bags. The Storm line was, you can still smell the food in it. I can put food in here and I don't smell it. If I can smell it, bears can smell it. Right? Trust me on that one. So, and the Sea Lion Storm, because it had a hole in it, wasn't that good for carrying water. But now, in emergency, if I need to carry 10 liters of water, let's say I go down to, I set up camp, and a mile away is a fucking river or something, because we're not going to be next to a river all the time. I can haul all the water I need to fucking haul, because now I have 2 water hauling containers. The other one, of course, being the Sea Lion Baja 20 liter bag. Also bomb-proof, also wonderful. And in here is where I carry all my wool insulation. I don't think any of this stuff has changed since you guys saw it, but I'll lay it out for you anyway. I'm going in layers of 2 for wool. So we got two hats. Actually, we have 3 sweaters. This is a wool sweater from fucking, what do you call it? Goodwill. This is a USGI wool sweater, and then I have a merino wool base layer underneath it. So there's 3. Dressing in layers obviously was a recent shelter change. I used to carry around wool blankets and stuff like that. I even used to carry around my coat. And you guys remember that Phillips and Mackinac Cruiser in the other one. The reason I opted to kick that out of the bag this time is because if I ever need to take my Ewls into the woods and I need that coat, I'm going to be wearing that motherfucker, right? So it doesn't need to be in my bag. In summertime, this summer is why I kicked it out, is because, hold on, farmer's blow. Is because I was fucking carrying around. I was like, God damn, I don't even use this thing. It's like 5 pounds in my pack. So that freed up a lot of weight. What's next? Two layers for the neck. This is a just what some people call them a buff. We call them a neck gaiter in the Army. It's just a synthetic, little thing that goes around your neck. And then I got wool fucking, the wool neck thingy. 4 pairs of socks, well, 2 pairs of socks, 4 socks total. 2 pairs of gloves really help a lot when you're trying to stay warm. And I've got a merino layer and this fucking, what do you call that thing? A Polypro. Now, I eventually want the Polypro to be wool, but like I said before, I'm having trouble finding wool pants. Yeah. They just don't exist for some reason. Okay, here we go. Bowl. I thought I was going to use this on nuts. I put this in my bag because I was going to mash up a bunch of nuts and they were going to float to the surface, but see my nut processing video, that's not going to happen. So I might kick this out, even though this seems very versatile, you know, this little bowl. So I don't know about all that. Here we go. This is, you know, the 1.5 trap that we've talked so much about on survivalistboards.com in the wilderness survival section. Yeah, it's versatile. Go to the forums if you want to hear about it. I'm just showing you about this shit here. What else we got here? That's about it. Sawyer water filter. This is the Sawyer water filter system. Kind of sucks because the little O-ring under here is I don't know. It sucks at filtering basically. It'll leak water out, but so you have to slow the pressure that you put on it, or slow how tightly you screw in the bottle to the bottom of it. But anyway, for 3 ounces you can't beat it. 3 ounces, 1,000,000 gallons. I'm gonna carry it. All right, I'm carrying that motherfucker. Sawyer. This is the reservoir. You know, I scoop up. I keep my bad water in here. I'll just, like, if I'm on the go, I'll scoop it up, keep it in here, and then I squeeze the Sawyer on. And then, of course, pour it into the Clean Canteen, 40 ounce. This is Clean Canteen and titanium cup, you know, I have on the bottom. And I have this is my little meal rag right here. So, this together is 2 quarts of water. And I found 2 quarts to be basically the perfect balance. You know, you can ration 2 quarts out to last you a long time, or you can drink it, you know, all in one day. This is basically a day's worth of water for me if I'm hiking all day. There we go. What else we got here? Nothing else changed really. Still got the boonie hat. Still got a compass. I'm going to need a better compass. I haven't actually orienteered much with this compass. This is still my Oregon map. You know, I'm procrastinating getting this laminated for like $4. You can print out this topo information online at the United States Geological Survey website. And print it out online. You can get it laminated at fucking Staples. It's great. It's wonderful. Gonna need a new compass, I suspect, though. I don't know. We'll see. I suspect. What else we got in here? The oldies but goldies. This has remained static for a while. This is how I've chosen to roll for so long. The Becker BK2 Companion and the Baco Laplander. I haven't found anything that from shelter building to fucking whatever. I haven't found anything I haven't been able to do with those things. Chopping firewood, building fire in a wet forest, whatever. This is my Possibles pouch. I got some iodine, sewing kits, salt, earplugs, lighters. I think that's about it. Oh, and my backup compass in here. This is a mosquito net that I use. I use this quite frequently if I'm just hanging around camp at nighttime and it's buggy out. Well, I used it frequently because it was summer. In the wintertime, I probably won't use it a whole lot. Maybe to leach acorns or something, I don't know. Well, I put it over my booting cap and then tuck it into my shirt. It works great. Give me some peace of mind from the bugs. A bunch of foraging bags. A bunch of cordage. And that's about it. I really like this tarred braided nylon cordage. I stole the idea of tarred nylon cordage from Dave Canterbury. He likes to use the twisted stuff because it's fucking multi-purpose. You know, he likes to be able to take it apart into other threads. I much prefer just taking the amount of cordage that you need and reusing it. So that's what's in my Possibles bag. I think that's fucking it. Oh, nope, not yet. Obviously, tinderbox, the PDK you've seen before, works great, waterproof, blah. Got some cedar in there, great. Fishing kit, great, wonderful. We're gonna try some winter fishing with that this winter. After, I don't have a license this year, and I'm not gonna pay money for it because it's gonna expire in December 31st. But January, beginning of January, we're gonna see how that bad boy works. I've also got, oh, you can't see it back here. Well, this is just some picture cordage. Hang picture frame on. I use it for a couple things. I've used it to cook over, you know, hang things over a fire. Right now it's used as an antenna on my Eton Scorpion, which I'll tell you about in a second. I also use it as the attachment for my trap. You know, twist it on right here, and then attach this side to a drag. I don't like to attach to trees or anything. I find a drag is much more useful. So it's harder for them to pull out of a drag, you know, because they don't have as much resistance on it as if you tied it like to a tree. Anyway, I guess last is the Eton Scorpion. Now let me tell you about this motherfucker here, alright? This thing is a piece of shit initially, okay? That was my thought. I was like, oh my god, it's always survived falls really well. And falls never broke it. I've dropped this thing from 10 feet more times than I can even remember, okay? And it still works great. Let me get the antenna off here. That's not coming off. The antenna on this thing sucks. Not even reception wise, which it kind of does, which is why I have to augment it with this thing. But a motherfucker just comes out, okay? There's like I've never fucked around in there. I haven't broke anything. The bitch just comes out. I don't know if they made it that way on purpose. I don't know. But here's the great thing about it, and this is the reason it doesn't suck, okay? Oh, also, this thing broke off, the little windy part. First, the little handle knobby up here for the windy part broke off, this knob. And then I used a screw and like some nuts and bolts and washers and made another one. And then this part broke off. And I think it just broke from being moved so many times. I don't know. Anyway, the handle broke off, which sucks. But it still is capable of being charged by this solar power. And here's the part why it doesn't suck. Okay. I had this thing clipped to the bottom of my Ewls because it was charging in the sun while I was hiking. Totally forgot it was there. Went wading up the Buffalo River for fucking literally about an hour. I was stalking fish, stalking trout. Just, you know, real slow. Just, I made it about 100 yards in an hour. Just real fucking slow. I was trying to see if I could spear fishing was a valid, way of gaining food. Which, by the way, yeah, it could be. But anyway, the whole point was for the whole hour, this thing was dipped in water. Just flowing around in the water. And then I took it out and I tried to turn it on. I was like, oh my god, I fucking broke my radio. So I set it aside because I intended to use this thing right here. I wanted to use the solar power to see if I could build some kind of converter to convert I have a little Eton, Photon Rex, or I think it is. Yeah, Photon Rex mini light. I got one of those laying around in there. And I set it aside because I was trying to make a little converter for it, and it was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I picked it up, and about 2 weeks later, and I turned the radio on, and it worked. I was like, oh my god. It dried out, but it fucking works.
That Independence County will always come first.
Now, the fucking screen over here is fucked up. For some reason, the top bar, like the station's on 93.1 right now, and the top bar just doesn't show up. So that's messed up. The little illumination light for the top bar is always on, so the battery drains faster. the light just comes on. These LED lights, they come on intermittently, and I can't really shut them off. Sometimes they shut off, and sometimes they come on. They stay off when I hold it down, but I don't know. I can't really figure it out. Anyway, that drains the fucking battery too. But I keep it in my pack still because I can still use it. I can still charge it in this bright ass fucking sun. It still has a light on it. And it's got a fucking radio that works, that I can tune. The tuning buttons work, and the volume buttons, and the mode button even still works. I can switch between weather band and FM and AM. So, still in my pack. And that is the contents of my fucking pack. The whole system, I am proud to say, for the first time in a very long time, weighs in at my goal of 30 fucking pounds. It weighs exactly 30 pounds. And again, the reason I want the system to weigh 30 pounds is because I want to be able to adapt the gun to the situation. I want the Ewls to be able to live in the woods for 6 months, and I figure if I can do that, I can also use it as a bug out bag. I can also use it as a camping bag, you know. So I kill all these birds with one stone, and each of those different scenarios, bugging out, camping, living in the woods for 6 months, going to Katrina stadiums, you know, all that are going to bring about different scenarios, which are going to require different firearms for those different scenarios. So, 35 pounds is the max weight I ever wanted to carry. What having the Ewls weigh in at 30 pounds does for me is allows me to augment the firearm and the ammunition to the need. So now I can carry 5 pounds of whatever ammunition I want, whether it's a brick of 22, fucking 300 rounds of 5.56, a box of 357, whatever I want to carry, you know. I have 5 pounds allocated to carry it, and I will never be carrying over 35 pounds. And in fact, most times we'll be carrying less than that, because this 3 pounds of food is going to go real quick, and this fucking 2 quarts of water are going to go real quick too. So, really, even with 5 pounds of ammunition, we're looking at about 27, 28 pounds, which is fucking awesome. Now, the question is, this winter, is this insulation going to be enough? This insulation combined with this waterproof, windproof layer, is that going to be enough? And we'll find out this winter. I'll be sure to make more videos on it. I'll let you know. That's really the main goal this winter, is figure out how low I can take the Ewell system. Because now that it weighs in at exactly where I want, exactly 30 pounds. Alright, dudes. We'll catch you on the flippy. Peace. Boom.